the 26th Annual CWU Fashion Show. I'm Andrea Eklund. I'm the director of the show. I teach the Fashion Line Development class. Those are the student designers you're going to see here today. And the Fashion Show Production class. Those are the students who are putting on the show right now. I'm right now up in the booth, so this is why I'm coming to you recorded today. We are so excited to be back in person. The last 2 years, we did the show digitally. We made it work, and we learned a lot of amazing things that we have implemented into this year's show. This year, we have 12 student designers. They actually started their designs at the beginning of the quarter. They only have 7 short weeks to create what you're going to see here today. They have put in hundreds of hours accumulatively among them. It's amazing what they have done. 7 weeks is not long for what you're about to see today. We had judging and photo shoot on the 27th, so a little over a week ago, where we bring in judges, the students get feedback from professionals, and we do a whole photo shoot, which is amazing. Thank you to Ruben from Simplex Productions for always being amazing for our student designer photo shoot. And then we have our production class. So those are the students who are actually putting on the show. They are behind the scenes. You'll see them before and after the show. They are just, like little people everywhere doing things and getting this all to come together, which is an amazing event. So they've been working hard all quarter, doing the staging and working with the theater department, which they are always amazing to work with. I have to give a shout out to Tina and Jerry from the theater department. This is an amazing collaboration. I believe this is 14 years we've been doing this. We couldn't do this without them. They are amazing. Their students are amazing. They design all the lighting that you're seeing here today, and they are just a joy to work with. We also have film students. We have photography students. This is an amazing collaborative event. It's very high impact for students in different departments and programs to be able to use what they are learning in a different type of environment and event. So it's a pretty exciting thing. We are so excited you are here, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Erica Seedstadt to Alchud Muckleshoot. Hello, my name is Erica Ramirez. I come from the Muckleshoot Indian tribe that is located on Auburn, Washington, and my line name is Sacred Sisters. The inspiration of my line came from being an Indigenous student. I am also a first-generation student, so doing this line meant I needed to represent myself and my culture. So I was using this as an opportunity to connect myself to my major and my culture. I wanted to collide both worlds. And the way that I am doing that is I actually learned a new technique on conducting a Native American ribbon skirt. That was my whole inspiration, and I wanted to bring more depth into it. So not only did I learn the new techniques on how to create a ribbon skirt and the meaning behind it, but I'm also dedicating my line to my late cousin, Virginia. She has fallen victim to missing and murdered Indigenous women, and that's something that I wanted to bring into the picture, because when I do things for myself, getting my education is not only for me, but it's for my community, because I want to bring back my knowledge and help. But that's the biggest inspiration. I am dedicating it to her and raising awareness to MMIW, and the whole process has been one of the biggest life lessons that I've learned. I just learned how to create garments from scratch my winter quarter my senior year, but new techniques that I've been able to implement is picking fabrics such as lace and learning how to sew them with French seams. The models that I'm using are body positive. I wanted to represent most sizes. And so because I'm doing that, I have some beautiful curvy women. It's been really nice and really cool to learn how to construct garments and drape garments, flat pattern them for their body specifically. The thing that I am most proud of is being here today. I come from a background that has caused me to overcome many struggles in life, and that's not just my story. My community as well suffers from the same circumstances, and I am in a position where I can use my platform to raise awareness and be a role model for those who don't have the opportunities. I have always wanted to incorporate my culture, who I am, into what I love to do. And so this has given me that opportunity, and I'm most proud of being able to use my voice and share my story, but also other stories as well, to raise awareness and show others that this isn't something that's impossible. If you have dreams to do something, the best thing to do is just go for it. Don't second guess yourself. Always trust your intuition and do what you love and what you're most passionate about. I would like to end on saying how thankful and happy I am to have professors who care about students and who are willing to come with us on this journey as we discover who we are. I'm super excited for you guys to see the other designers' collections, and I hope you enjoy the show. Thank you.
Hey yo, hey, hey, be a way, oh, hey yo, hey, be a way, oh, hey yo, hey yo, hey, be a way, oh, hey yo, remember me, when the sun comes up in the morning sky, there I will be, soaring with the eagle so high, feeling free. Remember me, down the road, hand in hand, you and me. Hey-oh, hey-oh, hey-oh. Hey-lo, hey, hey, be-oh, be-oh, hey-oh, hey, be-oh, be-oh, hey-oh, hey-oh, hey, be-oh, be-oh, hey-oh. Remember me, when the sun comes up in the morning sky, there I will be, soaring with the eagle so high, feeling free. Remember me, down the road, hand in hand, you and me. Hey-oh, hey-oh, hey-oh. Hey-oh, hey, hey, be-oh, be-oh, hey-oh, hey, be-oh, be-oh, hey-oh, hey-oh, hey, be-oh, be-oh, hey-oh, hey-oh. Remember me, when the sun comes up in the morning sky, there I will be, soaring with the eagle so high, feeling free. Remember me, down the road, hand in hand, you and me. Hey-oh, hey-oh, hey-oh. Hey-oh, hey, hey, be-oh, hey-oh, hey-oh, hey, be-oh, hey-oh, 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 hey, be-oh, hey-oh, hey-oh, hey-oh. Remember me, when the sun comes up in the morning sky, there I will be, soaring with the eagle so high, feeling free. Remember me, down the road, hand in hand, you and me. Hey-oh, hey-oh, hey-oh.
Tran. My hometown is Seattle, Washington. My line name is Paris Dreaming. My inspiration is the city of Paris, Parisian architecture, overall like nature as well. My process is fully draping my dresses. There are a lot of pleats and folds for each garment. For new techniques, I think embroidery as well is something I'm like learning and working on. I'm most proud of challenging myself and being ambitious with my designs and being creative overall. I chose the ATM program because I was always into fashion growing up and I wanted to learn more about the industry and just learn how to express myself through fashion and like learn how to be more creative. What I gotten out of it, I learned a lot of skills, like technical skills, like sewing, and different like digital design techniques, and just overall like I learned a lot about the industry and like how everything works and like the business side of things, and it's really fun. Overall, I liked that I challenged myself with this collection. It's my first collection. I'm very excited to show it off. What else? I want to thank my classmates for inspiring me and keep motivating me through this entire process. I don't think I could get through it without them. And yeah, I'm happy I'm here and enjoy the show.
My name is Chloe Baum, and I'm from Eon, Washington. My line name is Luminous. My inspiration is that I like looking at the stars at night, and I just like how it looks. So far, I've taken my model's measurements and used them to drape and flat pattern, and it's been an easy process so far. For new techniques, I learned how to take measurements from bodies with more curves and how to transfer that onto paper patterns or drapings. From taking these courses at Central through the ATM program, I've learned everything because I came in knowing absolutely nothing, and I chose the ATM program because I thought it was something I wouldn't get bored with. Throughout my classes, things are always changing, so I'm always interested. Thank you for coming, and I hope you enjoy the show.
My name is Mackenzie Chase, and I'm from Belfair, Washington, and my line is Bewitched with 2 V's, not a W. I am really into witches and gothic fashion, so that was the inspiration for my line. I wanted to make something that was sexy, but also covered up. My silhouettes are pretty tight-fitting. The process has been quite the process. I have struggled quite a bit because I'm using velvet and lace, and those are probably some of the hardest fabrics to work with. For new techniques, I've learned how to use a walking foot, which I've never used before. I've never made clothes for a real human before, so I've learning how to do that. I thought it was going to be a lot harder than it is, but it's actually been going pretty well. My first fitting, I was just really nervous it was going to be a god-awful fit, but it fit her really great, so it's been going a lot better than I thought it was going to go. I am most proud of the fact that I have not given up yet because of my fabric choice. It's really challenged me in ways that I've never been challenged before, and it has been quite frustrating. And if this was an at-home project, I would have given up by now, but I have to create 3 garments, so I can't give up. So that's what I'm most proud of. I'm just really glad I've been sticking to it and haven't lost complete motivation to get it done. Okay, the ATM program has really made me knowledgeable in many areas, just like stitches and quality garments. Now I can really easily identify a horrible garment versus a really well-made garment, and I've also made some really great lifelong friends here. So I think that's my favorite part, the lifelong friends, because the connections I've made they've been amazing. I'm really proud of my accomplishments, and I can't wait to see everything come together in the end with my entire line and all my models and the hair and makeup. I'm just really looking forward to seeing all of that. And I hope you enjoy the show. I hope all my models have clothes, and I didn't give up after this, so. I'm Hope Pringle. I'm from Tualatin, Oregon. It's a little suburb of Portland, so I usually just say Portland because that's where people know. And I am designing Sappho's Queendom. Sappho's Queendom is a formal line inspired by the royalty core trend going around on TikTok right now. I'm heavily immersed in online culture, so I see it a lot. I also am a part of the LGBT community, so I wanted to make it sapphic and queer, so I have a lot of inspiration from floral pieces, Joan of Arc, queer icons, Billy Porter, Zendaya, because Zendaya is amazing, and I love Zendaya. Specifically Zendaya's Met Gala look from 2018, with the Joan of Arc look, her Cinderella, the beauty and the grace of royalty, and the big swooshy skirts, and the running through the castle. My process for this was, I first came about with the idea of thinking, okay, what am I going to do that I'm not going to get tired of in 2 weeks? Because that is a problem that I have. New techniques that I've used in creating the line itself were, I've never draped or flat patterned before this year. It was really interesting to do. I have modified patterns for cosplay and for a few theater things, but I've never made stuff from scratch. And I remember when I made my first pattern last quarter for my final, I was texting my friends and I'm like, guys, I made this from day one. I started it on a dress form with some blocked muslin and a neckline, and now it's a finished garment. And it was just really cool. Learning pants and fitting different bodies is definitely something I'm getting used to. What I am solidly most proud of for this is my pattern work and my applique work. I haven't done a lot of applique work, and it's turning out very well. A lot of tiny hand stitches, a lot of how can I keep this the least visible? And they're also very excited. I'm excited, they're excited. So for ATM, this has been, as I said, kind of a new experience for me. I am a theater major primarily. I'm taking the class because I'm an apparel design minor. Getting a look into what actually goes into creating a full line is really cool. I've definitely gotten more skills in terms of construction while I've been here, because in theater we have sewing classes, but it's a lot of general wardrobe maintenance. It's more, we're pulling this right now and we need to fix it for the show techniques. Then we're going to make a full garment from scratch, pattern and all. I've also gained quite a few friends in the ATM department, which has been really lovely. I had a lot of fun in the classroom. It's definitely different, but being a design minor has been really beneficial to support my costuming dreams, as well as my personal costume projects, which I do quite frequently, and I haven't had time for this quarter, but hopefully I will be getting back to once I'm finished with the fashion line. I've had a lot of fun this quarter. I'm super happy to have been able to fully design and produce something. It's been a really great experience, and I can't wait to see everything put together for the final show.
Casey. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, and my line's name is Colisión. Colisión means collision in Spanish, and my line is all about the colliding of colors. My inspiration has been the color wheel and vibrancy from 80s and 90s inspiration. My process has been pretty intense, a lot of redoing a lot of things. I've had to do a lot of draping on the actual bodies to make sure that they fit just right on my models. Some new techniques that I've used has been the draping method on the actual body has been really intense. I've also done quite a bit of research on, YouTube or asking my friends about how to do something that I don't know how to do. It's been quite the process. I'm actually really impressed with how my line has turned out so far. I'm most proud of my entire line. I actually didn't know how to sew at all. I am really impressed with what I've come up with. I chose ATM because fashion is who I am. I've always been this little fashion forward person. I remember, there's a picture of me and my sisters, and everybody's wearing, t-shirts, and I'm the only one in a leopard print jacket, and I just find it really funny. But I've always been very fashion forward. It's just who I am, and I've gotten a lot from this major. I've learned that there's more to it than just making clothes. You have to make it precise and very, very tedious work, but it all comes together, and it's really impressive. I would like to thank everyone that has been really supportive of my journey. That's including my friends that I've met through ATM, and most importantly, Andrea, my professor. She really took a chance on a kid that didn't know how to sew, didn't know how to thread a machine at all. So she really helped me through it all, and I'm very, very grateful. I also want to thank my friends at home. They've really been the biggest support in my life and really helped me push through those really tough quarters. So thank you, everybody.
my name is Lily DeYoung. I am from Prairie, Montana, and my line name is Interstate of Minds. My inspiration for this line comes from all of the time I spend on the road. I live in Montana, and so I have a long drive back and forth, so I spend a lot of time on the road alone, and it gives me a lot of time to think. So that's where I have come up with all of the ideas for my line, as well as I took a desert road trip last year, and that really inspired all of the colors, and I didn't realize how many different things go into making clothes, since I've just done it based on normal, like, store-bought patterns before, so making my own has been really so different than I was expecting. Yeah, from the drawing to the making the patterns to, you know, some of them are flat patterning, some of them are draping, and I didn't even know those two things were were different. So this is really brand new for me. But yeah, so now onto the sewing process for most of them. It's just been very rewarding. As for new techniques, again, some of this stuff is brand new to me, so I've never flat patterned before or draped, and it is really interesting how different they are and how much I have to use of both of them, some of them at the same time. So that is one of the biggest new techniques I've had. I think what I'm most proud of is actually seeing how I can draw something and turn it into something that I can wear. I have drawn my whole life. I've always been like, oh, I'm so interested in fashion design and drawing them, but never thinking about actually turning it into clothes. So being able to see and hold, and in some cases wear the things that I have made from a drawing just really makes me feel good. I chose ATM because I've been into fashion my whole life, and I just thought that it was going to be such an exciting program to not only have the design parts, but the business and all the other things that go into fashion as well. And I've really learned so much about the industry that I never even thought about at all. My final thoughts are that I'm just so excited to see everybody else's lines, and mine too. I'm just excited to see everybody who's been working so hard be able to put all of their dreams into action. And I think that that's going to be really exciting to see at the show, and I'm excited to see you here.
My name's Sarah Smith. I'm from Yelm, Washington, and my line is called Ethereal. Ethereal is based around the idea of something incredibly precious and delicate and beautiful. That whole idea of the forest and the flora and fauna of it, and the past couple of years being incredibly devastating and heartbreaking, and to have something so precious come out of it, especially for me and my designs. This is something that I've been dreaming of since I was a kid. So the fact that it's actually happening is mind-boggling to me. I started with dresses because this is my first year. I learned everything from the ground up this year. Kind of messed around with the idea of that and adding in embellishments and florals and all different kinds of things with keeping the same color but different shades. I wanted to mess around with a little bit of that. I have learned so much with the design process of what I'm going to do and how I should do it, and then once I complete something, I realized that there was probably a better way I could have done that for next time, which is exciting because now I know. And looking at my own clothes and dissecting them to see how it was made so that I can do that myself or how I can make it better, it's exciting because this industry is ever changing and you can always learn something new, and there's not always a set way to do something. You can always find a different way to do things, which is really exciting. I think I'm most proud of my personal growth. I'm obviously really proud of the creations that I've made, but I never considered myself a designer, and that's why I wanted to do this, because I wanted to push myself out of my comfort zone to really explore something that I never thought that I could do or I was good at. I started freshman year. I've been at Central for 3 years so far. I've been in the ATM program the entire time, and since day one, I knew that it was meant for me, and I know some people don't have it that easy, and I'm very, very grateful that I did. I have always known that this is the industry I wanted to go into, and so when I stumbled upon the program and I came and visited on like an orientation kind of a day, I just knew as soon as I stepped into the classroom, I knew that this is where I needed to be and where I needed to grow. And I genuinely don't know if I would have this experience and how I'd feel about the program if I was anywhere else. It's home. When I got sent home from the pandemic, I didn't really know how to adapt to being back home and going through my program, and it was kind of sad because I felt like I had somewhere I belonged and then I had to leave, and being back, I don't know, it just makes me really happy, and I know that this is something for me, and I really strive to make that for other people as well who are entering into the program and kind of finding their way just like we all are. And because we're such a small school and a small program, that sense of home and that sense of belonging is really strong because you really get to know everyone, every single person in the program, and you work really closely with your advisors and your professors, and they're amazing. I'm just really grateful for everything that has been given to me and that I've worked for, and I am so incredibly excited to show everyone what I've done and to continue exploring this new world. And I hope you guys like it.
Hello, my name is Elena Villa. I'm the designer for Deity Divine. I was inspired by the Greek goddesses Aphrodite, Artemis, and Persephone. They are the goddesses that I feel the most connected to. I really have loved Greek mythology since I read Percy Jackson by Rick Riordan. So the process of creating this line actually began last quarter. I set out to do a really difficult two-piece skirt set, and I think it turned out beautiful, but it took some of my soul. So this time I decided to go with something just as elegant, just as beautiful, but just a little bit more simple in construction. And so I learned a lot about how to manage my expectations and my time and make something gorgeous and fun and fantastic without making it so that I am losing myself to the process. The thing that I'm most proud of is the fit of the garments. I really wanted them all to fit my models just perfectly, and I feel so proud of how it's turned out and how it's continuing to turn out. The thing that's so unique about the ATM program is that it doesn't just teach you construction, and it doesn't just teach you how to sew. It teaches you about the industry and the things that happen inside of it and all of the things that you need to do to be successful in the outside world, which I think is rare. I mean, I haven't been to any other programs, but that is something that I value highly, and I'm so glad that I get to have included in my education. Obviously, I've learned all the practical skills, like how to drape, how to sew, new sewing techniques, but I've also learned a lot about like merchandising math and fashion trend analysis and things that I never thought that I would ever know. I've learned about and I've been able to succeed in, and that's really exciting for me. I want to thank all of the people in the ATM program who have helped me, especially the other designers. I wouldn't have been able to make it through this process without your camaraderie and your friendship. I want to thank all of my models. It's been so amazing working with you, and like, working with you is funny because it's like, oh, we're gonna go put on dresses. But you've been amazing, and just like major shout out to my best friend Isabel for getting me to come to this school and for supporting me through everything that's ever happened. I'm not gonna cry, it's gonna be fine. I'm so proud of this line, and I'm so excited for everybody to see it. I hope that you enjoy Deity Divine.
Serena Wilson. I'm from Kent, Washington. My line name is Ego, and my inspiration was originally when I grew up by the Pussycat Dolls, just thinking about what kind of woman that was in the time period there. My process, I took my model's measurements. I either flat patterned or draped based on what kind of garment it was. And then it was a lot of fittings from there because I was working with some leather that, once it's sewn, it's sewn. So just a lot of careful measurements and fittings. A new technique I had used was working with leather, just having to be very careful about my stitch lines and learning how delicate leather is and making a few mistakes there. And having to work with boning as well to make the leather sit in the ways that I wanted it to. I would say I'm most proud of myself for keeping up with my classwork while maintaining all of the work that goes into the fashion show and creating garments that need to be fitted so delicately to the model's body. I chose ATM because I was unhappy in my last major and just decided to go for something I really was interested in and passionate about. I've always just kind of been a fashionista in that way. What I've gotten from the ATM program is just a lot of knowledge of the industry in general, kind of learning how many jobs there are in the industry and what I really kind of lean towards, like fashion, forecasting, and that sort of thing. Everybody has worked incredibly hard and given so much blood, sweat, and tears into the show, so I really hope you enjoy it. And I want to thank Andrea for really putting so much time aside to make sure that we are getting everything we need done and helping us along the way. I hope you enjoy the show.
Hi, my name is Sophia Schweinler, and I'm from Tacoma, Washington. The name of my line is Hostage. The inspiration for my line was rooted in a piece of artwork that I found. The name of the artwork is called The Hostage. He's a graphic artist and painter, and he specializes in surrealism and pop art, and he kind of mixes the two. In my process, I did draping as well as flat patterning. The whole process of patterning was definitely new for me. So actually doing draping on a dress form, even padding the dress form so that it's closer to my model's measurements, as well as flat patterning, that was all new to me, all based on using measurements that aren't mine. I'm most proud of how I took inspiration from that piece of artwork and incorporated it into my line. The ATM program has really made me well-rounded with skill set as I am a senior and I'm going to be entering the fashion industry. I've learned about trend predictions, visual merchandising, draping, buying and planning. The skills I've learned have prepared me to enter the industry, whether it be into merchandising or into a more creative role. The ATM program is a great choice for students who enjoy fashion and have an interest in fashion, but also might not know what direction they'd like to approach or enter the industry in because it's such a well-rounded education. The whole process has been a really great experience, especially sharing that space with other creatives who have their own vision and watching all of us be able to create something out of that and develop it with help from each other without having others' opinions really cloud that vision has been really amazing. And I'm really excited to see everyone's line finish, being that we've all spent so much time together in the sewing lab this quarter and last quarter. I want to thank everybody for coming.
My name is Hunter McDonald. I'm from Olympia, Washington. The name of my line is Hollywood Bondage. I was inspired by the story of Norma Desmond in Sunset Boulevard, the fading silent screen actress who in the late 1940s is ready more than ever to make her return to the screen. it was never in the cards for her to make that return, but in making my line, I was thinking, what if she had, and if she had the youth that she needed to make that return. I am layering the inspiration of Dynasty, name something more glamorous than the ladies of Dynasty. In the making of my collection, I started out by taking all of our models' measurements, and from there patting out the forms and draping the garments, and from there making a sample and a fitting. From there, altering the patterns that I had made and making of the final garment. In the making of this collection, I used lots of different textures and textiles, and which led to lots of listening to the fabric. It was a challenge in the sense of keeping to my original design, but also honoring the fabric. I think I'm most proud that I took a leap of faith in myself and moved to Ellensburg to go to Central to really pursue something that I love and that fulfills me. And it's something that I really have always wanted to do. Choosing this program has let me really dive a little deeper into my passion for design and the industry in general, and to really connect the dots of things I already knew, and dive a little deeper into the more technical aspects of everything. I think during my time here, I've already grown as an artist, as a student, and as a person. I've made lots of friends and connections here. We've all worked very hard on our lines and really bringing them to life in the way that we had envisioned. Enjoy. You're welcome.
You were wonderful tonight.
I'm always wonderful at night.
Yes, but tonight you were especially good.
Well, when I'm good, I'm very good. But when I'm bad, I'm better.
Hello, everyone. Wasn't that a fantastic show? Oh my gosh. It is just so great being back in person, and the energy and the excitement and having a full house. We sold the show out 3 separate times. We kept adding seats and we sold out every single time. So that's super exciting. This is such an amazing event. It is a huge collaboration. We have Wildcat Films here. So we have film students, we have photography students, we have the theater students. It's such a great collaboration where students are being able to put into practice what they've been learning in the classroom. So we really enjoyed this opportunity to, oh, sorry, I just saw an alumni and I got, oh, we have a lot of alumni here and I get so excited when they come back. Threw me off, okay. But we just wanna thank, first off, our production class. So our production class are the students who are behind the scenes putting this on. They're gonna come out and take a little walk. Let's give them a hand. So these students have been putting in the time this quarter. Stop where you're at. We were supposed to have 2 tech rehearsals last night, and if you don't know, Central lost power due to a storm, so we had no tech rehearsals last night. So we are doing a great job with not having tech rehearsals. So kudos for us for making this work on the fly. But these are all of our students. So we have staging, we have promotions, we have our show manager. She's up in the booth right now, Crystal. So we have our design coordinator, our budget person. So they really come all together to put this together, and kind of all the different pieces are coming together, and they did an amazing job. The stage looks great. We sold out, so clearly promotions did their job. So another hand, and thank you, y'all. Yeah. I also wanted to thank the theater department. So Tina and Jerry specifically, we have worked on this for so many years together, and we literally couldn't do this without them and their team. So Kegan's up there and Jade is up there. And since we couldn't do the tech rehearsals last night, they were in here, well, we were in here once the power came back on for a bit, and then all this morning working on this. So I appreciate all the hard work they're putting in. And Jerry runs around here as much as I do, and Tina, and we really couldn't do this. It's a great collaboration. Wildcat Films, they always produce great stuff. I always enjoy what they produce. They're here filming for us today, and our photographers. So I love having our photographers. Like Megan, we've had her, I don't even know how many years we've had her, but it's delightful. So we enjoy our photographers, and thank you so much to them for what they do. We have our sponsors, Claim Clothing. So that's our alumni, Megan West. She has a shop downtown, and Pulse Magazine. So thank you for their support. We have the design class. So these are the student designers. These are the designers that you saw today. And they did an amazing job. They only have 7 weeks to create these things from scratch. So they drape, they flat pattern, they do fittings. It's a huge process, and 7 weeks, if you don't sew, to create something from nothing is not that much time. And many of them had just started sewing in the fall, like they didn't even know how to turn on a sewing machine. That's pretty impressive. So they have done an amazing job and have really worked hard. The thing that I love the most is they made that sewing lab their space, and the support that they gave each other was amazing. They would help each other, and you know, there's always tears in the sewing lab, and they supported each other, and it was the camaraderie in the room whenever I went in there was amazing. So they definitely got comfortable in the room. It's a hot mess right now, but it was really great to see that. The student designers have worked so hard. I'm really proud of them, and I know so many of them are like, I'm never doing this again. Why am I doing this? And I have those thoughts too when I'm preparing for this show, because it is a lot of work. But being here today, watching all of you and your expressions and the excitement, and seeing how proud they are of what they have done makes it so worth it, and makes it it's just such an amazing experience, and I hope they're as proud of themselves as myself. And the production students, how everything came together so beautifully. It's a great day. So we really appreciate what they've done. This is a self-support event, so everything we make one year, that's the funds we have for the next year. If you would like to donate to the program, you can do so. So we have a Venmo that you can donate to. If you want to get, like, we have, you've got a donation sheet. We have stickers and bags and phone card holders, so if you'd like to donate that way, you can. Anything is really appreciated, and it's really great. So if you want an auction item, it will be out in the foyer, so you can kind of make a line and pick your item up and pay for it there. Next year's show, it is June 3rd. Same time, same place. Put it in your calendars now. Pre-buy your ticket, because hopefully it sells out again. After the show, we're going to have 6 designers in here with their designs and 6 out in the hallway. So if you want to go and talk to them, if you want to look at the garments closer, if you want to take pictures of them, please do. There's also the step and repeat, our pretty new step and repeat outside, so you can take pictures with your friends, your family, the designers, the students, the models, all of them, because they all are fantastic today. They did an amazing job. Yes, yes. And if you took any photos, we would love to see your photos, so you can tag us, CW_ATM. We always love to see your perspective and what you really enjoyed. So thank you again so much, and we appreciate you being here. Stick around and check out the designs up close.